If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
I mean, they have everybody, sports writers, they have everybody coming together to vote. And I think that's the smartest thing to do, because I think when you get in a room with 44 guys who never donned a hat, they start having reasons to put guys in. I remember asking a guy who, he's not a voter anymore. This is before Art Monk was a Hall of Famer. I said, why would you put Art Monk in the Hall of Fame? He was the most prolific receiver, and he retired in the National Football League history. And you know what his answer was to me? Tell me one catch he ever made. And I said, what did you just say to me? I said, see, that's the problem with you guys. You guys try to simplify it to that, and you can't.
Yeah, one moment.
Well, that's it. David Tyree's in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. So I think they lose sight of the big picture. They really do. And that's what makes it a shame. That's what makes it a travesty, because I believe, honestly, I think there's some guys who are in the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be. And I think there's a lot of guys who are not in the Hall of Fame yet that should be.
What do you think about the four guys who were on the All-Decade team, speaking of Hall of Fame? Because I think a couple of them might be slam dunks. It was Dawkins, Champ Bailey, Rondé Barber, and
I don't think
I'm missing someone.
Ed Reed.
Woodson was, and Reed was one of them as well.
I don't think Rondé is getting Hall of Fame. I think Rondé's a solid player. I think he's a really good player. I think that's what we have to do. And I said it 3 years ago. This is a different game today. We have to start separating ourselves from the numbers. We have to separate ourselves from the name recognition. Just because he has a name that you remember doesn't mean how great he is as a player. Is he impactful in the games that he's played? Is he game plan? Ed Reed is game plan. All right, remember this dude was a baller. But I still don't know if he's a Hall of Famer yet. I think if he plays a couple more years, I think this guy's a slam dunk.
Champ Bailey?
I think Champ will be he's going to be in that same category. Because what happens when you get in the Hall of Fame is they get in the room and they start saying there's pros and cons. I think Champ will be in the Hall of Fame. But I think what we have to do, I think there's going to be more guys in the Hall of Fame. I think we're going to see more max out crowds and going into classes than we have seen in previous years, because I think these young writers who are voting are going to vote for name recognition. And I think that's going to be sad, because there's a lot of guys that we don't remember that are ballers, that are played great in their career, and they were game plan. They had a game plan around them. You don't have to play a long time to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if that's the case, Gale Sayers shouldn't be there. That guy's when he has like 8,000 yards.
Well, Sandy Koufax wouldn't be in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
But when you see Gale Sayers' highlights, you go, woo! Man, that guy was good.
Yeah, 4 years or whatever, he was still great.
I mean, he was outstanding.
Well, your partner, Terrell Davis, would be one of those guys that was just, I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson is one of those guys that looks like, especially at the running back position, especially at any position where there's a lot of crash and bang, you know?
And I think what you have to do is that passing yards, you have to start rethinking this stuff. It's made for quarterbacks that throw the football right now, guys.
Right.
Remember the benchmark used to be 4,000 yards? I mean, when a quarterback hit 4,000 yards, man.
He was a rock star. Yep.
What?
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you're like, this guy just threw for 4,000.
But he probably
guys threw for 4,000 yards this year. Come on.
Well, we saw with the most prolific quarterback year ever for the Ravens was Vinny Testaverde, and that's because we were behind 35-14 in the third quarter every week.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.